It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
I don't know why. Can you hear me now? Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 20. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now? Somebody say. Chillie's getting our message now. Huh. Chillie's getting the message now. You can hear me now. Wow. I just went on a fabulous rant for 15 minutes. So I'll have to edit this thing out when it goes live. All right, let's go back and say what happened. I am sorry about that, folks. I did not see that I had no sound. My bad. Okay, first, let's welcome. I saw a new name up here who said no sound. They probably left and said, this fool, Dorsey Parks is somebody new. That's one of our new folks. I didn't know who that was. Cindy Lee is saying no sound here either. Guys, that was all my, if you stuck with me through that rant. Okay, Dorsey Park is still with us. That's good. Hopefully Cindy Lee is as well. My apologies. When I was shuffling stuff around here, I must have kicked my microphone off and didn't realize I did. So let's start all over. First, welcome to the new guys. I've had a tremendous run of new subscribers because of the YouTube shorts that I'm doing. I picked up 30 new subscribers overnight. You new guys that are out there, again, I apologize for not having the audio on in the first part, but if you're new out there, you'll see that all of our guys do have access to comments, and they all know each other and they comment back and forth. All right. The main story today, before I look like a complete fool, which is nothing unusual for you new guys, I look like a complete fool a lot. But the main story today is the vaccination requirement was removed by Carnival and Royal Caribbean. Now, basically what happened over the weekend on Saturday, Michael Bailey, the chairman CEO of Royal Caribbean, said, and I quote, as of today, 90% of all vacationers booking with Royal Caribbean are either vaccinated or planning to get vaccinated in time for their cruise. We also thank Governor DiSantis of Florida, Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava, Broward County Mayor Steve Geller, and Chairman of the Carnival Port Authority Board Wayne Justice, and board commissioners for their steadfast support of our industry and providing access to vaccines to thousands of crew. Now, basically, Royal Caribbean then changed their language to requiring passengers to be vaccinated to recommending passengers be vaccinated. Within minutes, Carnival issued a statement worded exactly the same. We also want to thank Governor DeSantis of Florida, Maine County, blah, 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 exactly the same in the Carnival statement. And they changed their language from requiring people to be vaccinated to recommending passengers be vaccinated, with the exception of Carnival's 2 sailings out of Galveston that have been approved by the CDC, and the Carnival Miracle, which is sailing in Alaska. Those 3 still require passengers to be vaccinated. That's as of right now. Apparently, Florida has agreed with the change in language to allow the ships to sail from Florida ports without this ridiculous $5,000 fine. You can ask the passenger if they've been vaccinated, but the passenger does not have to answer you. Now, that to me, folks, makes no sense, but that's the way it is. Now, it's still in place that if a ship has passengers that aren't vaccinated, they have a whole different set of protocols than vaccinated passengers. There are places for just vaccinated passengers and places where unvaccinated passengers aren't supposed to go, but you can't prove that they're vaccinated or not vaccinated. So it's still a mess. And still, these ships, because they're not requiring vaccinated passengers, they can't. That they still have to do the test cruises now for each ship. So let's say, like, for instance, the Celebrity Edge, that would be the Celebrity Edge, okay? It is not approved to sail with passengers. It has to do a test cruise first, which is not even scheduled yet. And before they can let on, and then it's got to be that approved with all the protocols and the dumb, I call them dummy passengers. Some of us that have volunteered to go on ships. That has to be approved by the CDC before they can take paid passengers on. So even though these cruises are scheduled now in July and August and so forth, that's not a guarantee that they're going to go, because by Florida not allowing the ships to go with only vaccinated passengers, which is the bottom line of whatever this agreement is with Royal Caribbean and a Carnival, they got to do the test sailings. So this is still a total mess. I am totally opposed to what Royal Caribbean and Carnival did when they caved in to the governor. I think they should have stood up and said, we are going to sail with vaccinated passengers, or we're not going to sail from Florida. Had they done that, Florida would have had to back down because they need the money. We didn't know what Norwegian's going to do. They had nothing to do with this over the weekend. This morning, Frank Del Rio issued a statement that said their sailings are going to require vaccinated passengers. Basically, Frank Del Rio and Norwegian is saying to Florida, so now that could change 5 minutes from now, that Norwegian backs down. But the way I read this, the way I read the tea leaves, Norwegian is saying, we're going to require vaccinated passengers. And if Florida doesn't like it, we're going to take those ships and go to Charleston or go to Galveston or go to New Orleans or go to Mobile and sail from there, where these people will let us do what needs to be done to keep the CDC happy. So basically, you got Royal Caribbean and the state of Florida and Carnival now on one side, and they're leaving the CDC over here dangling from a noose. What power do they have now? I don't know. I'm totally lost in this whole thing, but it's all because of the governor of Florida, DeSantis, and the state legislature that passed that ridiculous law that says you can't have a vaccine passport. You can ask them, but they don't have to answer you. That's ridiculous. So, all right, let's go back to the chat room. That was my rant. I tried to duplicate it. And see, Tom Henry says, I'm getting the message now. Everybody was wondering when I was going to look over on this computer and see that I had no sound. And I didn't. What can I say? Success. Tom Henry says we need a mulligan. Yeah, well, I gave you a mulligan. Dorsey Parks, welcome. What does Chillie hear in those earbuds? I thought I was hearing what was going on, but apparently I wasn't until I turned it on, and then I could tell the difference. Sorry. And Gretchen says, don't ask, don't tell. Weird. Yeah, well, this was kind of a whole weird show, but that's what it is. All right. Again, welcome to the new guys. We did this every day, Monday through Saturday at 11 o'clock, where I try to cover in depth a story. And normally I do it with audio most of the time. Now, a lot of my guys would prefer that I keep my damn mouth shut and sit here and just look like a fool. But that's the way it goes. So that wraps me up for today. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. I promise when I see you tomorrow, I will have audio on. And I'll go edit this out. So the edited version that actually gets loaded will not have the dead air in it. So I have some work to do. You guys, you're a trip. Sorry about that. Later, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow on Travel and Cruise Industry News. I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.